Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you one question. What would it take for you to give everything you've got, to go beyond your limits, to fight for what's yours like your life depends on it? If this message doesn't stir something deep inside you, then I have to wonder what will. The power of persistence is the cornerstone of all success. It's not about being the fastest or the most naturally talented. It's about showing up day after day, even when things are tough. Life is a journey filled with ups and downs, and at some point you will face obstacles that test your resolve. It's in those moments that persistence becomes your greatest ally. When you encounter failure, and you will, persistence is what keeps you going. When people tell you that you're not good enough or that your dreams are impossible, persistence is the quiet voice inside you that says, I will keep going. Every successful person you know has faced adversity. They have been knocked down, questioned their abilities, and had moments where they wanted to quit. But it was their persistence that pushed them forward, even when they didn't feel like it. They didn't let their failures define them. Instead, they used each failure as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Persistence doesn't mean just trying once or twice and hoping for success. It means digging deep, even when the road gets long and tiring. It means when you fall down, you get up. Dust yourself off and keep moving forward, no matter how many times it takes. Success isn't just about having talent or luck. It's about the ability to persevere, even when you feel like giving up. Sometimes you might not even see immediate results, and that can be discouraging. But persistence requires a belief in the process, a trust that your hard work will eventually pay off, even if you don't see the fruits of it right away. Every effort counts, and every step forward is progress, no matter how small it seems. You might feel like you're standing at the edge and the path forward is unclear, but that's the moment when persistence matters the most. It's in those dark hours when everything seems uncertain that you must continue to believe in your vision and keep pushing. It's not about instant gratification. It's about trusting the grind, the journey, and knowing that persistence is a powerful force that will carry you to where you need to be. Unlocking potential is the key to realizing the fullest version of yourself. We all have untapped abilities within us, often lying dormant, waiting for the right moment or the right push to come to life. It's easy to look at others who seem to have it all together, to think that they have something special that you don't. But the truth is, the only difference between you and them is that they've recognized their potential and they've acted on it. Inside of you is a world of possibility, but you have to be the one to unlock it. Your potential is not limited by your circumstances. It's not defined by where you started or what you've been through. Too often we box ourselves in, thinking that we're not capable of achieving greatness because of our past, our upbringing, or the barriers in front of us. But real growth happens when we push beyond those limits, when we stop accepting the narrative that we're not enough and start rewriting our own story. The moment you realize that you have the power to shape your future is the moment you begin to unlock your true potential. You may have been told that you're not smart enough, not strong enough, or not capable of the things you dream about. But let me tell you, those are just lies that society, fear, and self-doubt have planted in your mind. Inside you is a reservoir of strength, intelligence, creativity, and resilience that you've yet to fully tap into. You don't have to wait for someone to give you permission to go after your dreams. You are your own permission slip. And once you believe in that, you'll begin to unlock doors you never thought possible. The first step in unlocking your potential is breaking free from the limitations you've set on yourself. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone and saying, I am capable of more than I realize. It's about taking risks, challenging yourself to go beyond what you think you can do, and being open to growth. Growth isn't comfortable. It's messy, uncertain, and often uncomfortable. But that discomfort is the catalyst for unlocking the greatness that's buried deep inside of you. Potential is like a muscle. It grows stronger with consistent effort. The more you invest in yourself, in learning and challenging yourself, the more you'll uncover. Don't wait for a magical moment to feel ready. You don't need all the answers right now. What you need is the courage to take that first step. Start today, right where you are, and begin to unlock the untapped greatness within you. The moment you decide that you are capable of achieving everything you desire, that's when you break free from the chains of doubt and fear. Your potential is limitless, and it's waiting for you to tap into it. It's waiting for you to stop holding back and start living at the level you were always meant to live at. Defining your own success is one of the most powerful decisions you can make in life. Too often we let society, family, friends, or the media dictate what success should look like. We get caught up in other people's expectations, chasing someone else's version of happiness and achievement. But success is not one size fits all. It's a deeply personal journey that's unique to each individual. The moment you realize that success is what you make of it, you'll begin to walk your own path, not someone else's. Success doesn't come with a universal blueprint. It's not defined by how much money you have in the bank, what kind of car you drive, or the title on your business card. Those things can be part of the picture, but they are not the entire story. Success is about fulfillment, growth, and living in alignment with your values and your passions. It's about waking up every day knowing that what you're doing is meaningful to you. What success means to you will be completely different from what it means to someone else, and that's okay. What matters is that you know what it looks like for yourself and are willing to go after it relentlessly. It's time to stop comparing your progress to others. Just because someone else is on a different path or achieving different milestones doesn't mean you should be as well. Your journey is unique, and so is your definition of success. The real power comes when you stop measuring your worth against someone else's standards. What makes you happy? What excites you? And what brings you a sense of purpose? Those are the true markers of success. It's about defining what a life well lived looks like for you, without the pressure of living up to other people's ideals. Many people spend their entire lives chasing external validation, seeking approval from others, measuring their success based on someone else's expectations. But true success comes from within. It comes from understanding who you are, what you value, and what drives you. It's about setting your own standards, your own goals, and working tirelessly toward them, regardless of how long it takes. You must be willing to let go of the fear of what others think and start focusing on what truly fulfills you. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating, because when you define your success, you are no longer bound by anyone else's timeline or criteria. Success is also fluid. It's not a fixed destination, but an ongoing process. The person you are today may have different desires, dreams, and definitions of success than the person you'll be tomorrow. As you evolve, your version of success will evolve with you. It's about allowing yourself the freedom to change and grow without feeling guilty about it. Your definition of success doesn't have to be rigid. It should grow alongside you as you explore new opportunities, face challenges, and gain new insights. Success is a journey, not a destination, and that journey belongs to you alone. When you start to define your own success, you will experience a sense of freedom like no other. You will stop chasing validation from others, and instead, you'll start chasing what truly lights you up. You'll stop measuring your worth by external benchmarks, and instead, you'll measure your success by how closely your life aligns with your deepest values and desires. And when you live authentically, your success will no longer be based on comparison or competition. It will be based on your own growth, your own fulfillment, and your own happiness. Overcoming fear is one of the most crucial steps on the path to success. Fear is a natural response, something we all experience at some point in our lives. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they face that fear. Fear can paralyze us, hold us back, and keep us stuck in a life we don't want. But fear is not an enemy, it's a signal, an opportunity to rise above, to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, and to step into our greatness. It's in overcoming fear that we find our true strength. Fear thrives in the unknown. It's the uncertainty of what's on the other side that makes us hesitate. Whether it's the fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unfamiliar, our minds are wired to protect us from what might hurt or harm us. But often, the things we fear the most are the things that can lead to the most growth. Fear tells us to stop, to freeze, to avoid risk. But those who succeed understand that fear is just a sign that they are about to do something that will expand their horizons. Instead of backing down, they lean into it, and that's where the magic happens. The key to overcoming fear is not to eliminate it, but to understand it. Fear doesn't go away simply because we wish it would. But when we learn to control it, to face it head on, we gain power over it. The truth is, fear is a reaction. It's not a fact. Just because you're afraid doesn't mean you're in danger. It doesn't mean you're incapable. It means you are on the edge of growth, and that edge is where transformation takes place. The more you face your fear, the less control it has over you. You begin to see fear for what it truly is, a challenge to rise to, not something to run from. Many times we are afraid of failure and we view it as something to be avoided at all costs. But failure is not the end, it's a part of the journey. It's feedback, not finality. When you let the fear of failure control you, you're letting it rob you of the opportunities to learn and grow. Each failure is simply a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of your development. The most successful people in the world have failed countless times, but they didn't let fear of failure keep them down. Instead, they learned from each mistake, adjusted their approach, and tried again. Success is not about never falling. It's about having the courage to get up every time you do. Another fear that holds many people back is the fear of judgment. We are all afraid of what others will think, of being criticized, rejected, or not measuring up. But here's the truth. Most people are more concerned with their own lives than with yours. And even if they do judge you, that's their problem, not yours. Fear of judgment often stems from a lack of confidence, from not trusting that your own vision, your own journey is valid. But when you truly embrace who you are and what you want to achieve, you begin to realize that the opinions of others don't have the power to shape your destiny. You begin to trust yourself and the decisions you make, knowing that your life belongs to you and no one else's judgments can take that away. Overcoming fear also requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing fear as something to avoid, start seeing it as an opportunity to grow. When you feel fear creeping in, recognize it for what it is, a sign that you're on the verge of doing something significant. Fear is often the universe's way of saying, this is your moment, step up. Every time you conquer a fear, no matter how small, you build confidence in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes next. You start to trust in your strength, in your capacity to face challenges and to thrive even in difficult situations. To overcome fear, you must take action in spite of it. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the ability to move forward in the face of it. The more you take steps toward the things that scare you, the more you realize that fear is just an illusion. It will never disappear completely, but you will learn to live with it, to not let it control your actions. When you act despite your fear, you break free from its grip and begin to take control of your life. Each brave step you take in the face of fear weakens its hold on you and strengthens your resolve. Turning obstacles into opportunities is a mindset that separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stagnant. Life is filled with challenges. Every person will face difficulties, setbacks, and moments when everything seems to be going wrong. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't lies in how they approach these obstacles. It's not about avoiding or ignoring obstacles. It's about learning to see them differently, to understand that within every challenge lies the potential for growth, learning, and ultimately success. When obstacles arise, it's easy to fall into the trap of negativity. It's natural to feel frustrated, disappointed, or even defeated. We've all been there, facing a situation that seems insurmountable, wondering how we'll ever get through it. But if you approach obstacles with the mindset that they are just barriers that need to be overcome, you miss the opportunity to use them as stepping stones. The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on how hard things are, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What does this challenge have to teach me? How can I use this situation to grow stronger? Obstacles often provide us with the chance to develop new skills, gain new insights, and become more resourceful. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to stay in our comfort zones, relying on what we already know. But when faced with a challenge, we are forced to think creatively, to adapt, and to push ourselves beyond what we thought was possible. These are the moments when innovation happens, when breakthroughs occur. The obstacles in your path are not there to stop you. They are there to push you to your limits, to help you discover the true extent of your capabilities. Consider the most successful individuals in history. Most of them faced immense obstacles on their journey to greatness. Whether it was financial struggles, rejection, or personal setbacks, they didn't let these obstacles define them. Instead, they used them as fuel for their drive. For example, Thomas Edison faced countless failures before inventing the light bulb. Each failed experiment didn't discourage him. It taught him something new. His famous quote, "I have not failed. I just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work," is a testament to the idea that every obstacle is a lesson, and each lesson is a step closer to success. Turning obstacles into opportunities is also about resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep moving forward despite the challenges you face. It's about understanding that setbacks are not permanent and that they are often temporary conditions that will pass. Resilience allows you to navigate through obstacles with determination and persistence. It's not about avoiding pain or struggle. It's about pushing through it, knowing that the struggle is part of the process of becoming stronger and more capable. Moreover, turning obstacles into opportunities often involves a shift in how we define success. Success is not just about reaching a destination. It's about the growth, the learning, and the transformation that happens along the way. Obstacles are an integral part of that journey. When you embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, you free yourself from the fear of failure. Instead of seeing failure as something to avoid, you begin to view it as an essential part of the learning process, a necessary step in achieving long-term success. When you only see failure as a threat, like an usher says, "God jumps," not "God jumps." In every obstacle, there is a hidden opportunity. Sometimes the opportunity is about learning a new skill or gaining a new perspective. Other times it's about discovering inner strength and resilience that you never knew you had. Each obstacle you overcome builds your confidence and fortitude, equipping you with the tools to face the next challenge with even greater wisdom and strength. Creating momentum is one of the most powerful forces you can harness on your journey to success. It's often the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who give up too soon. Momentum is the energy, the drive, the force that pushes you forward, even when the path ahead seems challenging. It is the result of consistent action, and once you've created it, momentum becomes a powerful ally that propels you toward greater achievements. The first step in creating momentum is recognizing that it doesn't come from one big action or event. It doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment or for the ideal circumstances. Momentum is built through small, consistent efforts over time. It's about showing up day after day, even when the results aren't immediate. It's about doing the work, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, because you understand that each small step contributes to the larger picture. When you're starting something new, whether it's a business, a fitness goal, or a creative endeavor, there's often a period of slow progress. It can feel discouraging when you don't see immediate results, but this is where the power of momentum comes in. In the beginning, you may not see how your efforts are making a difference, but trust that every action you take is like a drop of water filling up a bucket. Over time, those small actions accumulate, and they create momentum that becomes undeniable. The key to building momentum is to start with something simple and attainable. Rather than focusing on the end goal, break it down into smaller, more manageable tasks. This allows you to take action without feeling overwhelmed. The sense of accomplishment from completing each small task fuels your desire to keep going, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement. The more you accomplish, the more motivated you feel, and the more momentum you generate. The initial push may require effort, but once momentum is established, things start to flow more easily. Another important element of creating momentum is consistency. Momentum thrives on routine. It's easy to get excited about a new project and dive in with full force at the beginning, but without consistency, that initial energy can fizzle out. To build momentum, you need to show up, even when you don't feel like it. Even if you don't see immediate results, the act of consistently putting in the effort keeps your momentum alive. It's the steady, repeated actions that build a foundation for success. Creating momentum also requires a mindset shift. You have to believe that your actions matter, even when they feel small or insignificant. You must trust the process and understand that momentum builds gradually. There will be days when you feel stuck, when progress feels slow, or when you question if what you're doing is even making a difference. But those moments are part of the process. The more you push through, the stronger the momentum becomes. Over time, it builds its own power, and what once felt like a struggle becomes easier. It's also important to celebrate your wins along the way. Recognizing your progress, no matter how small, reinforces the positive cycle and keeps you moving forward. Celebrating milestones reminds you of how far you've come, which provides the energy to keep going. When you acknowledge the momentum you've created, it fuels your determination to keep building it. Once momentum is in motion, it becomes easier to keep going. The effort required to maintain momentum is far less than the effort it takes to start from scratch. Momentum carries you, sometimes with very little conscious effort on your part. You begin to act with more confidence, and doors start to open that you didn't expect. When you create momentum, you don't just build progress, you create a force that propels you towards success with greater speed and ease.